So why do you think one-to-ones are important? What do you use them for? Why do they matter? Pop in the chat as well. Let's keep this interaction going. So why do you think they're important? Why do they matter? For me, I think one-to-ones matter because they're an opportunity to build relationships, an opportunity to build trust, to understand what's going on, to help people, to get feedback. So to stay connected to my reports. Nice. Keep them coming. Why do you think one-to-ones are important? And we've got here to stay connected to the team, to build trust, to keep on top of things, and to have a space to discuss things outside of the day-to-day. I love that, and we're going to be building on that later on. Okay, so what are we going to get out of today? So at Junto, we believe that having regular employee-centric and employee-driven one-to-ones are critical. They're critical to drive trust, to build relationships, and they are the foundation of having an effective team. So there are 3 things that you will have by the end of this session. Firstly, you will be able to implement consistent and impactful one-to-ones that empower your direct reports. But more importantly, we're going to be able to do it without increasing your workload, which is fabulous. Give me a +1 if you want more things that can help you without increasing your workload. Give me a +1 in the chat if you're like, yes, I'd love more of that. Brilliant, I've got yes pleases and +1s, +100, fabulous. Secondly, we are going to be able to practice active listening skills. So we listen all the time, but how much do you actually actively listen? And actually a massive chunk of today's session is going to be role playing. It's going to be role playing and practicing active listening. And the third thing that we're going to provide for you is a template so that you can have effective one-to-ones, but also knowing that one size doesn't fit all. So you'll be able to have a template that you can adapt to you and your team and your style. So that is the purpose for today. Give me another +1 in the chat if you are ready to get going, and I will share a little bit more about why one-to-ones are important. Fabulous, love that. I've got a +100, nice. When I asked earlier about why one-to-ones are important, there was an element around building trust, building relationships, being close to people. And actually, I would say building kind of the foundation of leadership is really critical to do that through one-to-one conversations. It's an opportunity to promote psychological safety and trust, to show your direct reports that you're there to listen, being happy to be vulnerable with each other. Actually, vulnerability is a massive, massive strength that not every manager portrays. But also, one-to-ones are the scaffolding for great leadership. So you can coach them. You can support your team. You can encourage the growth of your employees. You're able to do that all within one-to-ones. They are an opportunity for you to set business goals, to give feedback and to monitor. But note that the word monitor is last. One-to-ones are not there to monitor day-to-day exactly what everyone's doing. They are so much more than that. One-to-ones are first and foremost about building relationships, not about just status updates. And although status updates sometimes are needed in order for you to really get to the bottom of what's going on, actually making sure that these one-to-ones are employee-led rather than led by you will mean that you'll have so much more powerful and interactive one-to-ones with your team. So we are going to be providing with you today a one-to-one agenda, and the one-to-one agenda is made up of 4 areas. Firstly, checking in on wellness, seeing how they're feeling, asking them what's going well and what's not going so well, and spending some time really kind of understanding your employee. Secondly, it's about reviewing progress. What's happening right now? What happened last week? What are your focus areas for this week? It's an opportunity to as well deep dive on obstacles. So being able to talk about the challenges that they're facing and understanding how you can support them. And I think one of the key things here that we'll get to more with the active listening is not jumping to conclusions about how you can help them, but properly having a conversation so you can help them in the best way possible. And lastly, recognition and feedback. It's an opportunity to give each other both positive and constructive feedback so that there are no big surprises at annual review time.